Hello everyone. Welcome to another learning session of Foundation of Programming at Codemode, where you learn by practice. Currently you are learning programming languages, and in today's class we will learn about compilers and interpreters. In the previous class, we learned about code editors, in which we learned that code editors are a tool, sort of a text editor, which helps us writing code efficiently. It has options such as syntax highlighting. It helps us detect any mistakes we make while writing the code, etc. We also learned that there are several code editors in the market. Codemode has its own code editor built into the system. When you can go and write your code on the code editor within Codemode, or when you are solving a question, you will have an inline code editor where you will be writing a lot of code, and you will get plenty of opportunity to practice. Before I start this concept, don't forget to like this video and follow our channel by subscribing. Your likes and subscriptions motivate me to create more videos and courses. You simply need to click subscribe button on YouTube. Let's begin. We have learned so far that humans cannot give instructions in zeros and one, also referred as machine language, to machines. On the other hand, machines do not understand human spoken languages such as English, Spanish, or Hindi. So we need a common language and a translator, also referred as compiler or interpreter. This common language could be any programming language: Java, Python, C++, C#. All of these programming languages comes with its own translator, which will convert our code into machine language for the computer to understand. These translators have two types. One is referred as compiler and another is called interpreters. Compilers first translate or convert the code to an intermediate machine language program before it is executed by the processor. On the other hand, think of it as more like you are keeping things ready upfront. On the other hand, interpreters convert code directly into machine language, and it is executed on the fly. That means the translation and execution take place simultaneously. Now, before I talk a little bit more about compilers and interpreters with an example, it is important to understand that the language we speak, we learn to write our code in programming language. We cannot write in Hindi or English. So the programming language we learn, such as Python or Java, they come with their own translator, which is nothing but either compiler or interpreter, or maybe in some programming language come with both. The translator, I'm using the word translator collectively for compilers and interpreters here. The translator knows and understands the syntax of Python. That is why a translator is very specific to the programming language. So Java has its own translator. So when you install Java, when you use Java, it comes with its own translator. So today, if you want to create your own programming language, you can very well do that. But you have to first write the translator, because whatever syntax or grammar you are putting, or you are building inside your programming language syntax and then grammar or vocabulary, your translator need to learn that. And once they learn it, then it will be able to convert into a machine language, right? Now, in this case, you can see, Python or Java, the programming language gets converted into an intermediate language, which is similar to zeros and one, but not really zeros and one. And then that gets, executed by machines, because that converts zeros and ones in the syntax of zeros and one and feeds into the machine. So machine only understands zeros and ones. So our compiler or translator's job is to take our Python code, which is similar to English, and convert into an intermediate language and keep it ready. Now, whether you do it and keep it ready upfront or you do it on the fly, is the difference between, is what makes, that's the real difference between compiler and interpreter. Now let's understand a little bit more with an example. Now think of this, that you have a recipe written in Spanish and you don't understand it. You have two choices. If you have to follow the recipe, you can tell your friend who is a translator, to convert the English recipe into an English recipe. So you have an English recipe in front of you, right? So this is your Spanish recipe. You gets converted into English, and then you start following this. So this is your brain, and this is, which is think in terms of a processor. So this is you, or processor, right? So your friend converted and created a version of Spanish in the English and gave it to you. So you really don't care what really happened. So that's the job of a compiler. Your friend is nothing but a compiler which created an intermediate version for you from Spanish to English. And now this English will be converted into zeros and one, which is you. On the other side, interpreter is somebody who does not create English version. It does it on the demand. So he read it for you and translate it line by line so that you can understand and do it. He does not create a copy of it in English. He did not make a copy of it in English and give it to you. He is, reading it, translating on the fly, line by line, and giving it to you so that you follow instruction. And that's the difference. One side, a new version is created, an English version is created and given to you, right? It's ready for you. And in another case, it is interpreted line by line as you follow. That's an interpreter's job. Okay. Now, important thing to remember, every programming language comes with its own interpreter or a compiler. The reason being, every programming language has its own syntax and grammar, and that translator needs to understand that syntax and grammar before it can really translate. That's all in today's class. If you have any questions or on any part of this concept, feel free to post it on our community and someone would be happy to answer. Please take time to solve this quiz. It will not only make you practice, but also test your knowledge and understanding. I'll see you guys all in the next class. Happy learning.